Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. This is the last Taste Challenge until Easter Sunday. So, you will see some liquor reviews posted, but those are pre-recorded before Lent, okay? So people are going to say, I thought you weren't drinking liquor during Lent. I'm not going to. I've already recorded these other projects. What do you have to say? Just purring, huh? Outside all night. Never asked to come in. Never know about these animals. Okay. Jameson. Triple distilled. Aged 4 years. Introduced in 1780. Produced in Ireland by Irish Distillers, who produce a lot of other stuff as well. The competitor from Northern Ireland, Bushmills. It says 1608. Well, that's the earliest record of a distillery being in Bushmills, Ireland. But actually, Bushmills, the brand and the modern, the Bushmills whiskey did not start till 1789. And older bottles used to say 1789. It says aged for a minimum of 3 years. But if you look at the website, it tells you it's aged 5 years. So it's aged 5 years. So we have whiskey from the Irish Republic versus Royal Irish whiskey from British-controlled Northern Ireland. Okay, in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, the old Bushmills Distillery. The Bushmills Distillery. The Union Jack versus the Tricolor. Tricolor. Okay, J for Jameson. But it's a friendly match. This is a friendly match. A friendly match. Friendly match. No animosity here. Okay. Jeep and Foodie. Morning, Ron. Been looking forward to this challenge. Me too. Me too. Now, after Lent is over and we go into the Easter celebration, then we're going to go up against the Red Bush and the Black Bush. And then that will, on Easter Sunday, Easter Monday, I guess that would be the end of that. And then we on to single malt Scotch whiskey. Yes, single malt Scotch whiskey versus everybody, all the rest of that I own. And then we've got blended Scotch whiskey going up against all the rest that I own. I have a very interesting blended Scotch whiskey. Following that, which will probably be by May, take till May, then we'll be with brandy. And the video was long. I was recording the video. I said, I feel bad it's so long. But I couldn't pin it down. Like the flavor was strange to me. And I had no reference points because it was the first video review for that brandy in the world. There was no written reviews and no one else talking about it. So I was trying to figure it out. And but like I said in the video, I said, probably hardly anybody's going to watch it anyway. It's such an obscure brand. People skip over it. But that's okay. But I enjoyed it. It was, like I said, it was interesting. Confusing, but interesting. Okay. As you can see, the Jameson is much darker. And they do add caramel coloring. Okay. It says on the website for... not the Jameson website, but the Distillers, Irish Distillers website. They make, like I said, red breast, red spot, yellow spot, green spot. Jameson. They say it has caramel color added. Bushmills, I don't know. It's aged 5 years and it's still this light. Look how light that is. That's barely straw. It's straw. I don't think they're adding coloring. Look. Very light. It's kind of like that Scotch Ardbeg tin that I have, no color added. That stuff's paler than this. More paler than this. Somebody was telling me, Shane Giggy was telling me, are you slipping? Are you okay? What was he asking? Am I okay? He says, your grammar has been bad. I said, well, I do that for effect, you know, I mean, like it's a joke. I have good grammar. I have good enunciation. I'm eloquent. I can enunciate. Don't tell me I can't enunciate. So I thought that was a funny comment. I got to answer comments, actually. I was so far behind. But this is a busy week, like a busy bee this week. A busy bee, a busy bee, a busy bee. We're going to do Thunder and Thursday. Liqueurs. I guess I'll let beer come in too, because being that it's such a tight week. James P. Medina said he got a can. He's sick of looking at it every time he opens the fridge. I say, okay. But I got Friday. Yeah, it's just no time. But that's the way it goes sometimes. I was able to do a taste test yesterday, blind, after work. That went on a long time because I had so many people commenting. It would make one comment, and they were interesting comments. You know, it wasn't a bunch of idiocy. So it went long, but everybody was having a good time. And I was so shamed. I'm still embarrassed behind that. You know, how could I get Pabst Blue Ribbon mixed up with Dos Equis? I don't know. I did my best, though. I was trying hard. It's like here, I'm going to do the best I can. If I get it wrong, I just have to live with it. You know, all the other beer reviewers are smart. They don't do blind taste tests. If they do a taste challenge, they're looking at each brand. So it's careful. You know, you're not going to make a mistake because you're looking at this is this pale ale and that's that brand of pale ale. So then you can just tell which one you like better. You're not taking a risk like mixing them up and then trying to tell which one is which, because then that can make you look bad. Like people might say, you think, you know, you tasted all these beers and you're giving us your assessment, but then you can't tell them apart. So the other beer reviewers are smart to not take that risk, because then they could just, you know, say, here, I'm tasting this. Oh, it's this score. Oh, I'll try this stout. It's this score. Oh, I tried this American regular beer. It's this score, and so forth. I mean, there are an isolated few here, there, you know, here or there who will do blind taste tests, but it's so rare. And like I say, it's a smart move not to do it. Okay, daylight's coming in early now. Then they're going to bring in daylight savings time, and that's going to flip the script, and everything's going to be dark again. It's going to be terrible. Smells like cereal grain, you know, grain whiskey, but a little bit of bread dough. And that's what these whiskeys are. They probably about 80% corn. They don't have to use corn. Any cereal, rice, corn, wheat, could use barley, unmalted, you know. Oats, but you know, what's the common one? Corn, maize, as they say in Europe, maize. So, but it doesn't really have any flavor or aroma because it's a neutral spirit when they make it. But then they age it 3 years. See, in Ireland and Scotland and Canada, they have to age it for at least 3 years in an oak barrel. Doesn't have to be a new barrel. In the United States, they're allowed to blend it raw. That's why the American blended whiskey is so cheap, because they're allowed to blend it raw. And you get some unusual flavors, I gotta say. I wouldn't necessarily say good flavors, but unusual. Now, Yes, grain whiskey, but this one seems to have a higher percentage of barley malt. And you know that single malt whiskey, that barley malt whiskey, the malt whiskey, because it's malted barley, it has that bread dough flavor and aroma, and aroma, and aroma. So let's go with the taste. I got to keep my eyes closed because if I look, I'm gonna give it away. Cheers to everybody, everybody. Mm. Woo. A little too much of a sip there. Woo. Wow. Well, you can taste the grain alcohol, the grain whiskey. What's the difference between grain neutral spirits and grain whiskey? Uh, Aging. When you pour it in the barrel, it is not whiskey. It is just grain spirits. The aging makes it a whiskey. Funny thing about bourbon, you can take grain neutral spirits, pour it in a barrel, age it for 6 months. As long as it's a new, unused, unused charred oak barrel, it's bourbon after 6 months. Well, honestly, it could be bourbon after 6 days, theoretically, 6 minutes. That I don't think you get away with that. But why they have a bourbon whiskey I saw over there at Walmart, from Brooklyn, no, from the Bronx, but it ain't really it's bottled in the Bronx. It's probably from Kentucky. And it says this bourbon is aged at least 6 months. I said, oh, wow, no wonder it's so light. I wouldn't dare buy it because the price wasn't even right. They had it half price and I still didn't want to buy it. You said, no, bourbon has to be aged at least 2 years. I got you. No, that's straight bourbon. See, it's a different class of bourbon. Straight bourbon. You got nothing. You got nothing, sir. You get nothing, sir. Okay. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Well. That's a deep subject. Well, a lot more sugary sweetness here. Sugar. A lot of whiskey tastes like candy cane, rock candy, sugar, and all of that. Isn't that something? A lot more bread dough, though. A lot more bread dough, though, which is making me think that it has a higher percentage of single malt. And wait a minute. Oh, no, not isn't it Bushmills I was reading about that's a 3-to-1 ratio? Somewhere they talk about that on their website. 3-to-1, which means 75% grain spirits, aged 3 years, grain whiskey, sorry, and 25% malt whiskey. And I bet you the Bushmills is 80-20, see? Now the Black Bush is flipped. It's 20-80. It's only 20% grain whiskey and it's 80% single malt whiskey. So you say, oh, I bet that's a lot better. Oh, yes, it is. And it costs $30 as opposed to $18.99. But what do you expect? You want to play, you gotta pay. Okay, I couldn't find the glass, but I didn't see the color. So let's see which is which. Oh. See, I remember Jameson having that bite, that grain alcohol bite. You say, get out of here. Jameson's made for cocktails. It's not made for sipping neat at room temperature, dummy. That's why it's got a bite. You got to get the highfalutin Jamesons, the ones that's $60, $70, $80 a bottle. or higher if you want to sip it neat. Yeah, that's probably true. I agree with that. What percentage of people buy Jameson and drink it neat at room temperature? Probably 5% or less. 5% or less. And that same thing would be true for Bushmills, I would imagine. Maybe it's 8% or less. Maybe 92% of Bushmills drinkers make highballs, and maybe 95% of Jameson. But you can imagine it's definitely not it's not 10%, that's for sure. So which one tastes better? Well, you say if you vote for Jameson, you support Ireland. You're a Republican, not in the American sense of a Republican Party. You mean, you know what I'm saying? And you're Catholic anyway. I heard you say you're Catholic. I know you're biased. You're biased. I'm not biased. Now, if I pick Bushmills, they'll tell me I'm a crypto Protestant, undercover British loyalist, Anglophile, member of the Orange Order. They'll accuse me of being hoodwinked at a Masonic lodge and all of that. Look, let me tell you something. I'm in no Masonic lodge, brother. Nay, I'm in the Knights of Columbus. I'm a 3rd degree knight, not a 4th degree. I never did go to that level. Not because I wouldn't make it or anything. I just didn't want to deal with it. So I'd rather be an underling, you know, just a run-of-the-mill knight. Oh, that got a lot higher percentage of bread dough. Yeah. It's better. It's just a better product. It's aged longer, only a year. It's got more malt whiskey. It's smoother. It's nicer. It's tastier. It's more flavorful. It's just a better product. So I could, if I'm gonna get attacked or picked on, or people gonna say, you know, I don't like you now and all of this because I picked Bushmills. I'm sorry, I cannot. I'm just gonna go with what I think is the truth and not what's political or more acceptable. I'm sorry about that. Now, do I intend to bring in Proper 12 at one time, at some future point? I do intend to bring in Proper 12, and I don't think it's improper. But I can't do everything all at once, you see. So I'm going to say this is Bushmills, and if I'm wrong, I have to live with that, but I don't think I'm wrong. Ha, it is Bushmills. I shouldn't say ha too much because after yesterday's afternoon's fiasco, but anyway, morning, Ron. Been looking forward to this challenge. Oh, you already read that. No one buys out Mo Green. No, they take him out while he's getting a back rub massage. And that man's name was Mo Green. And there isn't a statue or a plaque or a street sign for him anywhere in that town. One day, someone put a bullet in his eye. When I heard, wasn't angry. I knew Mo. I knew he was headstrong, always talking loud, saying stupid things. So when he turned up dead, I let it go. I didn't ask who gave the order because it had nothing to do with business. All right, I did a blind taste challenge of Jameson, Bushmills, and Proper 12. I have been guilty of doing triplicate challenges. I'll admit that, beer and liquor. Okay, but I've abandoned that because I think it's too many variables. I only now will do two, one against another, because it's too much. It's just too variables, too malleable. So I really strongly have taken that position that you should never do but one against another. Now you could do a tournament, which is what I do, round robin tournament. A round robin tournament means everybody fights everybody else. All right, so we got Jameson, and it's going up against all the rest. Has it performed well? Not really that well. So what have I found out so far with Jameson? It's famous, but it doesn't really compete that well against the other ones that I own, such as the Patties and I can't remember the other ones. The Tullamore DEW, Bushmills was the biggest mismatch, and they're the same price. I mean, you might get Bushmills $1 cheaper, so Bushmills is the clear winner. It's not even close, really. It's not even close. So I'm not here. I have no axe to grind against Jameson. I'm not here to try to say, oh yeah, it's no good. Jameson, it's so overrated. It's no good. No, I didn't say it was no good. Jameson's fine. If you like drinking Jameson, doesn't make any difference to me, especially since your interests don't conflict with my interests. But I'm saying, if I had a choice to buy Irish whiskey, and of course I do have the choice, I got the proper 12, but I got the Jameson and Bushmills mixed up. See, that's why I don't like to do the triplicate. But no, I wouldn't buy Jameson. I mean, why would I do that anyway? Because I wouldn't buy any of the other ones anyway, because I mean, the thing about, and Teelings, I mean, yeah, they can't compete against Teelings. That can't happen. That's not going to happen. Teelings $38 a bottle. What do you think? Teelings is really above price point, above Bushmills Black Bush. So, but I got it for $14.99, the most incredible deal in the world at Mathern's. But I wouldn't buy any of those. The reason being is I can go to Albertsons in Baton Rouge or Hammond, because that's the closest it is in Louisiana, and I can get Drum Castle Irish whiskey, triple distilled, same old story, aged 3 years, minimum aging, is nothing elaborate, but it's really good. It even has a smoky aroma, believe it or not, which I don't understand that, because Irish not supposed to have that. But Drum Castle, I'm not saying it's going to beat all of these, because I haven't done blind tasters, but it doesn't lose. And yeah, that's your value. That's your deal right there. Drum Castle is your deal. Of course, I can't even beat that deal. I mean, I even beat that deal because David and I got the Bushmills Red Bush. This is a true story. This is not a lie. We got the Bushmills Red Bush, at Savannah discount for $9.99 a bottle. When I saw the bottle, and it was a big stack of it, it must have been multiple cases, 60 bottles. And I just was dumbfounded. I was like staring at the thing. I was like you're not, is this registering like $9.99? It's like you're thinking something's wrong with it. Like, this can't be a full-size bottle. So you think it must be a $3.75. And then you look, no, it's a $7.50. And I told David, look at this. He's like, oh, he bought a bottle immediately. And I bought one. And then he tells me, I'm going back and buy another one. You want one? I said, well, I have a bottle. He went all the way back to Savannah discount and bought another one. He said, at that price, they're going to sell out. I said, well, there's no doubt about it. It wouldn't sell out overnight, but it did sell out in about a month. I mean, it's not gonna stay there for $9.99. It's like the Chivas Regal Mitsunara. That's $50 everywhere. 48 at the low end, 55. So we say $50. It's going to cost you at least 48, maybe 55. Finished in Japanese Mitsunara oak, Chivas Mitsunara. Awesome product. In the taste challenges, it blew up everybody else. Now the Chivas Regal 12 year is kind of bland, so that didn't really do that well. But the Mitsunara is no joke. But I was at Savannah Discount 2 years ago, and we were so shocked, or 3 years ago, we were so shocked to see it on the shelf for $17.99. $17.99. I didn't even know what it was. Like I say, is this even the normal? Is this a good deal? But you figure Chivas Regal, regular Chivas Regal like $32. And this is a specialty one, Mitsunara, so it's going to be more. Just in your thinking, it's going to be more. I didn't know how much more, so I bought it immediately, $17.99. And then I told Robert, the whiskey scout, about it on because I posted on Alcohol Eggs. He's like, I want one. He sent me the money because he was like, it's going to cost me so much more. It's worth it just to send the money. So he was amazed, and it's a great product, So Savannah Discount, is it the most amazing liquor store in America? Probably. And another two right behind it is Discount Depot and International Market, right there in Jefferson Parish. So I really do not think there's any other liquor stores in the whole United States that can compete with those three: International Market, Discount Depot, and Savannah Discount. And the Whiskey Scout, and that's why he calls his channel The Whiskey Scout, because he drives all around Kansas and other states scouting out whiskey. All right. And rum and tequila and all that. When he came down here last year and visited 14 months ago, he just was really stunned. He said, if I lived down here, I'd be broke. I said, why would you be broke? He said, I'd be buying everything. He said, these prices are like they're unreal. Like, it's so much cheaper than I've ever seen. I can't get over it. He just couldn't get over it. Couldn't get over it. We live here and we can't get over it. Now, is that the case for all the other stores all around? No, not really. Like Walmart, International Market, and so forth. It's just regular prices, just regular prices like you would see anywhere. But these places, hey, Isle of Fire says bargain. You got that right. Okay, I have a personal bias and or affinity towards Bushmills. You do? I don't have a bias towards Bushmills, but I have a taste for it. It's good. Mm-hmm. If you're going to come on the internet and talk about that's bad whiskey, I really can't understand that. I just can't understand that. And I've seen people dog it on YouTube talking about Bushmills Original. Ugh, it's terrible. Tastes like glue. It tastes like plastic. It tastes like rubber, burnt rubber. I'm like, no. I don't know what you're doing on the internet with this, but it's obviously just some kind of thing to get views or something. I don't know. It's too detached from reality. It's grossly detached from reality. Now, somebody got on there and talking about Bushmills just kind of like introductory level and basic and all. Okay, I'll probably go along with that, but it's really better than that. Jameson, okay, I'll go along with that for sure. Introductory, basic, a little bite to it and everything. Still not bad. So, I mean, people that get on the internet talking about Jameson is filth. I'd rather be dragged through hot coals and beat with whips and thrown off a cliff headlong before drinking. All this like hysteria that you see. It's like, no, man, it's not that bad. It's okay. We know what it is because we shopping too. We know the price. We get it. We're there. We're part of it. But some of that stuff you just can't take seriously. But oh yeah, Bushmills is the clear and present winner. Well, that's it. No more liquor till Easter Sunday. You say, oh, you're going to have the shakes. You're going to be in a facility. You're going to be in a program. We need to get in some programs, G. No, I'm not going to be any programs. I'm not going to be in a facility. I mean, I guess I could be. I could get injured or something and be in a hospital. That's a facility, is it not? But hey, that's the way it goes. So no liquor until Easter Sunday. That's it. The last sip just happened. You say, oh, you're not going to make it. Well, I didn't say I was giving up beer, did I? I didn't say I was giving up wine, did I? I didn't even say I was giving up liqueur. I said liquor. Liquor specifically. All right, so let's look at it carefully. Read the comments carefully. Read what I said carefully. Randy Morgan says, laughing out loud. All right, so thanks for watching this video production. The winner, as I expected, honestly, it's got a great looking bottle too. Jameson has a great looking bottle. Bushmills, the classic, the classic, the classic. Okay, Orangey, anything you want to tell the audience? Anything you want to do? We're about to go walking. Stretch. Come on, stretch. Come on. Any comments? No. Time to go walking now. Get down. All right. Thanks for watching. As long as you got beer, right? Right. But it's still gonna be a sacrifice because I'm gonna miss the liquor, you know. All right. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.